Hey John,
Hey, what's going on?
you can hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice.
I can hear you just fine.
Um,
And yeah, it looks like we're on Facebook. I was just able to check my
Good.
just for everybody out there. Sometimes I'm a little bit kind of mixing and doing things here when I get started because my computer is really working hard. Like if I don't have an ice pack, Alex and I sometimes get. I know James does too. Sometimes get the good food, like the food you get in the mail, and the ice packs that come with it. I literally put them underneath my computer when we do this podcast, so that my computer doesn't overheat. That's where I'm at. But James, you've got some good tech going on these days.
well, it's definitely improved since last year. It's been about not quite a year that we started this, but now I've got two monitors. I've got this. It's actually kind of outrageous. I've got trying to use my because I was using my TV previously to getting a new monitor and everything, and it was kind of sitting in another room, and I thought, oh, I could probably use that as a second monitor, but it's kind of a lot. You walk into the room, you can't see my face. I'm kind of like tucked off in a corner, so
You're like
it's a little
you're like those
extra,
guys in the
as they
basement
say.
watching the stocks,
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
like four monitors.
What's funny is I can't
You're one step
see.
below security guy.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
that's that's
Let me
where you're
expand.
at.
Oh, there we go. I just didn't have it. I didn't have it.
Oh, so I see Obadiah saying, "Hey guys, chat is
Yeah,
disabled."
yeah. What's funny is that I did find that I couldn't update some stuff on YouTube because for instance, I did not put it as episode 8, but or I did, and then now it's saying episode 7, so I don't know what
Weird.
the deal is with that. Um, just trying to double check things here quickly.
Look at
Sorry
that.
about that.
I was just I was just trumpeting on there about how my tech
Oh,
stuff is not going well.
I see. It thinks it's made for kids, and I don't
Oh,
know why that was clicked, but
hmm, hmm. Is that why the comments get turned off? Kids
yeah,
can't watch comments.
that's why. And I can't unclick it
Oh,
now,
okay.
so I don't know how to fix that. Maybe I'll go like this. And I can't change that. So
Can we start again?
sorry for people on YouTube. No, no, we're
Oh,
not
it's just
doing that.
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube.
and then I can't update the settings. So apologize. Well, it's might be a good chance for people on YouTube to check out
Obadiah,
Twitch
we are all
or
children at
Facebook.
heart. Yeah.
I'm also not getting any Facebook comments yet. So if anybody's on Facebook, but the way she goes, hoping that afterwards we can turn off the made for kids thing. But we got a lot to do today. You okay,
Well,
John?
whatever we
Let's
do
just
today,
roll.
let's make sure it's kid friendly. Not that
Yeah,
we don't do that anyway.
there we go. We got a Facebook comment, so Facebook's fine.
Yeah. Oh, look,
Um,
Jody says come to Facebook. We
yeah,
don't we
sorry.
don't
Just careful,
have a
John.
problem with that, I guess.
Careful, your mic is a little hot.
Okay.
Just getting too close. Anyways, you're getting
Right
too
on.
amped
So
up here. Yeah. So
you got your double monitor going and at least it
yeah,
looks
but
good.
stuff
That's kind of the vibe.
still things. Stuff happens. Stuff happens. I don't know how
Nice.
that got clicked on. But it is what it
We
is.
should be.
Yeah, so it's been nice, we've definitely come a decent ways in terms of getting stuff going, and I can't think of any other way to put it, but I will say that I had an experience this week, John,
Oh yeah.
while going to not one of my favorite fast food places, but it's I respect it. I respect McDonald's in terms of their general consistency. What's that
They
movie?
are
That movie
probably
made
the most
me
consistent.
appreciate it more. How that movie,
Super
the
Size Me
founder?
made
No, the
no.
founder. You know
Yeah.
how I don't know how accurate that movie is, but talking about how the really wasn't it kind of like he was doing the what's that Ford when
Yeah, Henry
Henry
Ford.
Ford when Henry
Yeah.
Ford was
The
the processing, the hyper
the
processing, and
Michigan
the can't think
assembly
of the word.
line style,
Yeah,
but doing it in
assembly line.
food. Brilliant.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought
for
that was
sure.
just that was a great. So I respect that they still have some of those elements. There is some inconsistency. I got to be honest, but particularly with the drinks, I feel like the drinks can
Very
be.
few inconsistencies though.
Yeah, I
At least
oddly I feel sometimes then when they're too busy and they don't switch out the syrup, then the drinks get they can get a little
oh,
watery.
fair. Fair. That's true.
But
That's true.
that's not really why I'm
That's true.
chatting about that. I'm chatting about that this because I want you to try, John, next time you're at McDonald's,
Like
okay?
this
You
week,
get a drink,
probably this
okay?
week.
Try drinking the drink from the straw first, and then with just the side of the cup, like not with the straw. I'm
Right?
telling
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
I don't know if it's just in my mind, but I feel like um the drink tastes completely different. And I don't
Really?
know if it's specific to McDonald's. I haven't tested in other
Whoa.
places, but
I
I you know how they I've heard different people speculate that they have their own proprietary blend of drinks and whatever. You know how
right, right,
hyper
right.
intense they are. I'm
Oh,
wondering if maybe
it's
that's
like
something
pure
that they
laboratory.
yeah, I wonder if that's something that's intentional that they somehow it tastes better, with the straw, with the certain type of this diameter of straw. I don't know. You know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
maybe. I
I'm just
mean,
gonna close my door. One sec.
I
Carry
will
the
say
conversation.
I'll carry a conversation. I will say I am a huge fan of the sausage and egg McMuffin. That is my go-to when James and I are out on the road and we've got to, kind of get up early in the morning, maybe get up to Toronto or get to fly out somewhere and we got to get a quick breakfast. My go-to is the sausage and egg McMuffin. It's the best McMuffin on the menu as far as I'm concerned. And here's the thing, folks. When you eat your sausage and egg McMuffin, and this is playing to what James is saying, you got to make sure you eat it with the sausage on the bottom, okay? Because when you eat it, you could eat it this way or you could eat it that way, right? Sausage on the bottom, egg on top, okay? Now, I'm telling you this because it does taste different if you eat sausage top and it tastes better sausage bottom. No joke. I just told Alex this the other day. She was like, "Wow, okay, yeah, there is a difference." No, there's a difference. And I'm telling you, McDonald's, I've heard that about their burgers before. They taste different if you eat them upside down
Yeah,
because the way it kind of like hits your palate, right? But listen, McDonald's, you got to bet they've got the flavoring down to an excruciating exact science that it would make a difference the way that you eat the product, right? So
that's kind of what
sausage
I'm
is
talking
down,
about. Yeah,
folks.
there's some.
Sausage is down.
It's
Oh,
it's a
oh,
weird world.
I
Go
have
ahead.
another one. I have another one from this week. I went to Dairy Queen for the first time in a really long time. James, you'll remember when we were younger, it used to be a bit of a family tradition to go over to Gananoque, where we were close to Gananoque as kids growing up in Joyceville, because there's a Dairy Queen there, and we would go and we get banana milkshakes every time. That was our thing. We go get banana milkshakes, and then we walk around at the Chevrolet dealer and look in the windows of the cars and look at the prices of the trucks and stuff like that. That was like a family tradition. And so I went to DQ. I thought, oh yeah, old time's sake, grab a banana milkshake, and I go up to the drive-in, the drive-through, and into the speaker, I said, "Yeah, could I just get a banana milkshake, please?" And the attendant said, a banana milkshake?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, a banana milkshake." "Oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, we'll make that for you." I thought that was kind of weird. I thought, "Oh man, it seemed like a foreign idea." So I moved up to the window, and the person sort of asked me, "Would you like whipped cream on it or something?" But the whole conversation, it felt like this person, was really not. Here we go.
It is on their
Malt
site,
small.
so
It's
that
on their
does
site.
exist.
So I said, it prompted me because of how weird the conversation was. It prompted me to ask. I said, "How many banana milkshakes do you actually? Is this a popular item on the menu?" And she said, like, "Absolutely not." I said, "I said, how often would you sell a banana milkshake?" She said, like, maybe once a month. She said, like, she actually said to me, she said, "You're one in a million," like almost literally.
So weird.
So
Because
I mean,
the
I
banana
grew up and
split
we
is
always
popular deal.
yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, they've always got the bananas around. My worry was that, if we don't support the banana milkshake, they're gonna get off the menu. But I guess the banana splits are there. And my worry though is how many people are eating banana splits now? Is that really like it was a very 50s diner dessert? Is that a popular thing with Gen Zers and millennials and stuff? So whatever you do, folks out there, get out there to DQ and support the banana milkshake. It's literally just the ice cream and bananas. There's no syrup. There's no added sugar. It's just good, clean dairy treat. And I promise you, DQ is not paying us for this, but I don't want to see it go away because this is like the taste of my childhood. So that was a weird
Honestly,
week.
I had
And
forgotten about that. But
yeah, but did you? That's funny.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Certainly, clearly didn't mean anything to you.
Obadiah says, or Alistair says, we're all children at heart, responding to me putting on this
Right.
podcast for children. I mean, it is for children, but
Yeah, it's
for
for
some
all
reason, for
ages.
children, you can't change settings afterwards.
Right.
Jody says, "Come to Facebook. We don't bite." Yeah. Hopefully, some people on YouTube can go to Facebook or Twitch that we're streaming on.
Yeah.
If you aren't able to chat in the YouTube chat, I'm sorry about that. Alistair is over on Facebook now as well, so he's given us a double
Nice.
watch there.
Multi-platforming.
David Mohachi's here. He says that movie where Batman takes over McDonald's. Nice.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, because it's
wait,
what's his
which one's
name?
that?
He's in. No. He's talking about he's mixing together both the founder and that other one-shot movie. What's that
Oh
one?
yeah, yeah.
What you remember the one all one shot
Birdman.
Birdman?
Birdman.
Yeah, because what's his name is in both
Right. Yeah.
in both
Yeah. Yeah.
movies.
That's right. Michael
Which
Keaton.
Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice reference, Dave. I'm sorry I wasn't fast enough on the draw.
Well,
there.
he was also
that's
that's
rough.
That was the only thing he was in Batman in, right? Michael Keaton.
Well,
was he Batman?
Well, no, he was Batman. Michael Keaton was Batman. That's what Dave's referencing.
Okay,
Wow.
I thought he was Batman in Birdman.
When Batman takes out, that's right.
He's not
No,
Batman in Birdman.
He's
Batman and Birdman
He's
and
Batman and Birdman. But Birdman was a bit of a play though
on
that.
Batman. Okay, yeah,
It was like
I knew
a little bit of a
kinda...
self-aware play on the
Yeah.
fact that Michael, yeah, Dave, you're like, we know, yeah, Michael. Thank you, Dave. I feel ashamed. Dave is a phenomenal producer and engineer who we've worked with on most of all our records over the last few years, and Dave and I share a very deep love of things comic booky and Star Wars and Marvel and things like that. So.
I think we mentioned
I
that,
feel very
before.
ashamed, Dave. I'm so sorry. But yes, Michael Keaton, the great Batman.
Jody says McDonald's Shamrock Shakes are back. I've already been there twice since Friday. I haven't had those. I saw them on the menu there. And we got... Oh, Jody also says bananas are gross. So there we go, John.
Well,
that's
Jody's
probably
not
why
gonna be
nobody...
supporting the banana shake.
That's probably why nobody likes that.
It is kind of a weird thing to get though in the middle. I mean, it's been like a blizzard today. It was, that we tried to go skiing this week, and it was like snowing all week, and that's why. And so it's sort of a weird treat to be trying to have in the middle of the winter. So I will give you that.
Sorry, when you said blizzard, it kind of confused me. I thought you were doing a play on words.
DQ.
Sherry says,
"No, I'm not that smart."
Shalom to you and hugs. Right on. Thank you, Sherry. Same back. Same to you. Same to you. But we did. We went. We attempted to go skiing. John, do you want to tell people about what happened on that? With that, because
say that
we
again,
are
James.
out.
I lost my headphones there for a sec.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying we did go skiing. We attempted to go skiing this week. Do you want to tell people about that?
Yes,
what happened?
yeah, we did. We tried. We went up to Calabogie because
they open up now again.
They're open again, yeah, because of the lockdown ending in this area, and or sort of relaxing, I guess. And so we went up to go see if we could ski, and it was just a regular Friday midweek. Well, not midweek. Friday's the end of the week, but not a special. I guess it was reading week for universities, but it wasn't March break. And it was slam packed when we got there. I mean, it was so busy. It was so busy, and look, we have skied, James and I and our dad. We have skied in like really busy crowds before, and it was so busy. We got there, we were like, "This is just we're turning around." So we literally turned around and we decided not to ski. We got there and we said, "Okay, no, we're not doing this." And on the way back, we were just going to go back to Perth area and hang out in Perth, which is a great village just north of Kingston here, where we are. And on the way back, we saw this guy out on the road on the I think it's the Highway 511, if I'm not mistaken. He was out walking, and he had beard, looked like kind of a mountain man, and he had this really, really cool snowmobile, which we later found out is a Husky, HUS-SKI, and it's a really rare old snowmobile machine. And you'll see me in a video here. Yeah, just play the video, and then you can actually see how weirdly different this snowmobile is.
That's Bernie.
So it's like this lawnmower style, push mower style snowmobile, and you sit on a pair of skis on the back and you turn the front and then you kind of get pulled around by it. It's such a weird design. And I'm
Looks
sure
like
you're wondering,
a piece of construction equipment with a
yeah,
GT Snow Racer on the back, doesn't it?
basically that's the
You're
best
being pulled
description.
by like
And
some paver or something.
so you're probably wondering
Awesome.
why, I'm riding it, and our dad wrote it too. We just decided to stop in at this guy's place because we turned around and we saw that he had driven the snowmobile back up into his log cabin area in the woods there. And we stopped in. We met this guy named Lori, super nice guy. Realized he is cousins with people we know with our property back north, and he knows the guy that taught us a bunch of trapping and stuff like that. Another guy that we know in the area. And so he's a collector of vintage snowmobiles, and our dad is a huge fan of vintage snowmobiles. So this was basically like dad going to Disneyland, right, James? Like going to Lori's house was like our dad going to Disneyland. And and Lori just we sort of befriended him and got to know him a little bit, and he showed us his whole snowmobile collection. He's got all kinds of dogs there. He's got like it's just he's living in the backwoods there. His partner Wilda, she was there. We got to meet her, and so anyway, it was an awesome hang, wasn't it, James?
Oh, it was very cool. I was a little nervous to be honest going in there. Um, I don't like pulling into people's property, and you guys, oh, it'll be fine. We'll be good.
What's the Ottawa Valley? I mean,
And
people,
yeah,
it's like, as long as you chat and you're not some stranger, you realize you have common
but
ground. There's also
um,
another, I think there's a video there of Lori riding another really sweet snowmobile.
yeah, I
Um,
didn't pull that one up because
oh,
also
okay. So
I didn't necessarily want
that's
to
fine.
show Lori's
But,
face. Can
but
you just turn the gain on your
he's
mic
got
down just
so
a little
many,
bit there, Johnny?
yeah, you
The
bet.
just the
He,
gain on the yeah. But he does. He has quite
yeah,
a
yeah. He's
collection.
got quite a collection. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
and he fortunately turned out to be very nice and very happy that we wanted to check out his sleds.
and it ended up being we never would have met him if we had gone skiing. Like it was by chance we saw him on the side of the road walking back to his place, and we stopped in. And that's what country
Yeah,
life is about, right? I mean, that's you can't sing country music and not sort of also live it. Like, and we've always believed that. Um, Country life is about sort of stopping, taking your time, meeting people, getting to know different people, who share the same way of life as you, and sort of and reconnecting on that actual face to face level. So that was actually really cool, and we never would have met Lori had we not. And I think we're going to get together with him for some other sort of snowmobile adventures when everything clears up and we can all kind of hang out again.
absolutely. And it would not have happened if we just went skiing that day.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Disneyland. It was basically like going to Disneyland. The amount of lines at that place we went.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you mention
Yeah.
where we went or
Well,
no?
well, yeah, Calabogie at
Okay, yeah,
Calabogie Peaks,
yeah,
and it would have been 5 minutes down the hill and 20 minutes in line.
yeah.
So you know what, it all worked out.
It's a
It was good.
lovely, lovely hill if there aren't lines really,
Well, yeah,
and
that's why we go. It's a good time.
yeah, it's kind of
Good
tucked
day
in
ski
there, and
spot.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
But
when we
speaking,
go to Calabogie, it's pretty chill skiing. Like we've gone on lots of family ski trips to bigger mountains in different parts of North America. And this is really just for like a fun hangout for the day and
yeah,
just sort of get caught up with dad kind of day. So, anyway,
let us know in the
worked out.
chat, guys, if now John's voice is a little too low. I just didn't want it to be breaking
Blasting.
up on you guys. I'm sorry. You might be able to turn up the gain just a little bit. I apologize.
No problem.
I figured that just a little bit.
Yeah. There we go. Happy
But
medium.
yeah, speaking of crazy weather, what a terrible. I guess it's just been this last week because otherwise we would have talked about it last week. But in Texas, we've toured down there a lot, and
Oh
I
man.
feel for everybody, including Canadians that are there's lots of Canadians that go down there and have continued to go down there during
Yeah, it's tough.
COVID.
I mean, the infrastructure is just not set up for it, right? It's just so unexpected, and so anyway, our hearts go out to all of our fans and friends in Texas who have been struggling over the past week. It's been a weird one. I saw some videos of cars just sliding everywhere. It looked like Montreal, in a snowstorm,
Yeah, yeah.
and and also, I guess the blackouts have been as bad as I don't know if everybody out there remembers or uh, the blackouts of 2003. I remember them well. I was like 13 years old, and the Northeast just completely went dark, and so apparently it's been the worst blackout since 2003 down there in many of the urban spots. So, oh, and yes, I do see Jody mentioning Louisiana as well has been hit. I know Georgia's been having it's been quite a lot. The Ohio Valley, all
Right,
throughout
that's
the
true.
different parts of the U.S. that really don't have this kind of weather expected on the regular. So, we're thinking of you guys.
But
It's crazy.
one particular story that we found interesting, just with respect to it being related to us on tour, is a place called South Padre Island. It's like as
Yes.
south as south gets in Texas.
Yeah. The
And
spring break capital of Texas.
there's some folks that went down. That's right. There's some folks that went down to escape the wherever they were from. I think northeast or something in the U.S. And they were going down there to escape the cold weather. And then, of course, this happened. And but what was crazy about it, and we've been down on South Padre on the in the
Oh
off
yeah.
season, and it's quiet
It's
then.
weird.
It's
It's
quiet
weird.
then in normal weather,
Yeah, yeah.
even though it's the off season, just kind of like cloudy, overcast. But apparently,
Oh,
there's some folks there that just the hotel staff just up and left, and they were
no
just in the
way.
hotel
Well, that's
alone.
what it felt like when we were staying there one January when
No
we were on
water.
tour. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
There's people still
that's
there,
more extreme, that's for sure.
but
But
they
I mean,
have yeah, no
I
heat, no water,
remember
and they're just in this hotel in South Padre. It would be like a weird, such a weird experience.
we were on tour in Southern Texas at the time, and we were starting the tour in January, and we had played a few different shows. We were in Brownsville, Harlingen, Galveston, a bunch of different spots, way down south, and of course, South Padre is down in the deepest part, that like the tip of Texas on the Gulf there, and so we had I think it was like 3 days off, and so we stayed at a hotel on South Padre Island thinking, oh, okay, but this will be it's off season sort of thing, but people do come here for better weather. And anyway, it was gray, overcast the whole time. It was completely it was like being in a ghost town. And the only action, the only excitement that we saw was one morning we went downstairs to have the continental breakfast, and there were 4 75-year-old people playing bridge at at the continental breakfast. And I was like, wow, that's the most exciting thing that we've seen in all 3 days. So we just kept driving back and forth on the island, and just hanging out on the gray beaches. But it did feel like we had died and we were in purgatory, pretty much.
Well, and similar to that, similar to that was I can't remember where we were, but being up and left, kind of just in your by yourself, shining like in a hotel.
Oh yeah.
Was that place? We might have talked about it on here,
Oh,
but that
that was
place
so good.
where we like checked ourselves. They got us to check ourselves in, and then
Right, right.
we were on the top floor, and there was nobody else in the hotel in this small town we were playing at, and it
I
was
think it was
like
Yankton, South Dakota, I
okay,
think. And there's
and
a
we were the
beautiful
only
old
ones,
historic
and
hotel.
you and I were on in rooms at the end of the hall, like on either end, on the top floor, and we could
Yeah.
like open our doors and like look down at each other and just like wave. But we're in these like pretty, I for rooms on the road, these were really quite nice, like
Well,
large,
yeah,
multiple rooms. They were like kind of like a mini condo, kind of,
they had
and
put us up in the I mean, this is like a really old it was a like a proper like 5-story historic hotel, and James and I were
yeah,
in the
so
presidential suites
weird.
at the other end at either end of the upstairs, but they put us in
They
there,
probably
and
were, yeah.
James is not kidding. There were 0 other guests at that hotel.
So
0.
scary.
Not a single guest, and they didn't even have a
There's
receptionist.
no one at the door
They
either.
No, there's no one at the door. They just left the back door of the entire hotel cracked open. We got in at like 11 p.m. after the show. We let ourselves in. They had left a note. Somebody, like the manager of the hotel, had left a note on the counter saying, John and James, like John and James, welcome. Your rooms are here. Here's your keys. Like And so we
Crazy.
stayed. It was the most like The Shining we had ever experienced. It was really weird, and
So when I just think of those folks kind
just
of
wish we'd
being
taken
up and
pictures.
left at the South Padre place, it
Yeah,
reminds me of that story.
we just keep running into that.
Um, I feel like a lot of the stuff I was watching this week kind of sad, but some weeks are
Yeah,
sad. Some
no,
weeks are. The other
for
sad
sure.
thing. Let's keep this sadness going. No.
Well,
On another sad note, did you have
reflective.
you
Let's keep
seen
reflective.
reflective? Have you seen uh the documentary on? I actually was trying to think back. I probably must have seen on the news, but I watched that. Speaking of scary and whatnot, was that the Cecil Hotel documentary on
Oh
Netflix?
no, no, what's
So
that?
it was Cecil Hotel is this hotel in Los Angeles, and I learned lots through the documentary. But I wasn't aware of it was very big online. Was there's some footage of the sadly the girl that um passed away. There was this footage that got out of or might have been put out by the police of her in an elevator, and she was have uh, apparently suffering from some mental health issues. But
Oh
the
no.
the footage was just so strange in terms of what was happening, and the she was pushing buttons in a certain way, and then it seemed like she was communicating with someone else, and that was the big story at the time. And then they ended up finding her, and there was some stuff. But I just watched that, and it just happened to. It was just quite a
So
moving
what was
thing.
she in an abandoned hotel too, or what? What like what's the premise of the documentary?
Well, no, it was a place that was kind of revived to make half of it was like for younger tourists for a cheaper, lower end hotel
Okay,
experience, but then the
right.
other half was people that had been for a more long term stay, and
Okay.
there was she, I guess what people they don't know for sure. I guess in the documentary is the way they put it out there, but it was concluded that she was uh, hadn't been taking some of her medication for her mental
Okay.
health um, uh, issues, and she ended up on the roof of the hotel somehow,
Oh
and there was a
man.
sad in the I guess it was
Yeah.
a
So this
water
thing went
water
viral
tower
then.
thing.
Is that what
Yeah, it
happened?
was
Kind
at
of.
the
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
I
but
gotcha. I got to check this out.
yeah, you should
This
watch
sounds
it. It
really
was it was
interesting
definitely
story.
definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And
No, I mean,
heavy stuff. Sorry guys if this is kind
there,
of heavy
yeah,
stuff.
but there are some there's some weird places out there. I mean, we've been to a lot of really fun, happy places, you and I, Jamesy,
Like
but
Kara.
we've definitely stayed in some places that just there's something feels just not right. You know what I mean? There's just something, and actually, I mean, to be honest with you, that hotel, the historic hotel, there was a little bit of something weird there. There was something weird going on staying in those presidential suites on either end. You know what's so funny though is that you or I mean, those rooms were big enough. Clearly, they gave them to us because nobody else was in the hotel. But those rooms were big enough that we could have actually shared one of those rooms, and actually,
Oh,
but
we
like
absolutely could have.
on some sort of like principle, on some principle, we had to like no, we're gonna use our own rooms. Like we're gonna stay in our own rooms
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
not like you know what I mean. It's like if we've been given the rooms, we got to use the rooms. You know what I mean? If we've been given the food, we got to eat it. It's like So it was funny because you and I stayed in these cavernous rooms by ourselves and we didn't kind of just decide to stay in one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, weird story, but totally good memory. Um,
Well, speaking of
yeah.
California, we might as well. There was kind of on a lighter topic. There's a interesting guitar, right?
Oh
From a
yeah.
band that, um,
Great.
well, quite famously sang about California,
Yeah. So for
and
anybody
lived there, I
who's
guess.
Mamas and the Papas fans out there, California Dreamin', Monday, phenomenal harmonies. James and I, we used to listen to them all the time. I just remember having a tape of theirs, and I know that I've talked about this with Charlie Daniels and with different acts and artists over the years. But I had like an old one of those yellow Walkman that I would sit in the back of the car, and I used to listen to the Mamas and the Papas all the time. And then I got a CD later on. I just love the harmonies that they had, and I know you do too, James. And so there's this really cool guitar right now that our grandfather's working on. A gentleman from Toronto had heard about our grandfather and heard about the work that he has done through a friend who has had work done at my grandfather's place. And so this guitar um, belonged to Mama Cass Elliott from the Mamas and the Papas. And so, I mean, she's a legend in the history of rock and roll, legend in the history of female singers in rock and roll. Um, and we are huge fans of hers and have been huge fans of theirs. So it's so crazy that Mama Cass Elliott's guitar is sitting at our grandparents' place right now. We were just there the other day and we got to play it, and it's just magical. It's just so cool to sit there and play this 1959 Martin guitar, knowing that it was hers. And who knows what songs were written on it? Who knows what recordings this thing is on.
Absolutely.
It's a completely custom Martin guitar that is made sort of to D45 specs, but it's a D28E that has been converted, and it was at George Gruen's guitar shop in Nashville for many years. And for any guitar heads out there, George Gruen is a legend guitar. A legend in the guitar community, that's for sure. So anyway, just thought thanks for bringing that up, James, because it's so cool to have this piece of American
Absolutely.
music history over at Pop's house in his bedroom. It's just
Yeah,
like
it was kind
so
of mind
casual.
blowing.
Yeah.
Or I think one of my cats wants to get out. I don't know. Maybe. Anyways, the old Sony Walkman. Love the '90s. Us too. That's from Jody.
Yes.
Tina says, "Oh wow, she's a legend. Very neat." Kara says she had a phenomenal voice. I agree. Oh, here
Oh,
comes Milo.
amazing. Those Sony Walkmans now, like they sell for crazy money, right? I think
Well, do
it's
they?
yeah. Well, I mean, it's certainly the original one, which you see in Guardians of the Galaxy, right? That's like a big part of
Right,
Guardians of the
right.
Galaxy, right? But the second generation is the one that I had. It was it was mom's, right, James? But like she gave it to me. And it was the yellow one that had shock protection. So it was the thing that you could like exercise with, and if you dropped it, it wouldn't skip the tape or whatever. So those yellow ones were pretty cool. But that's the one that we used, and it had like terrible headphones. But all the music we listened to in that, I mean, it certainly had a huge effect on even our writing and our influences today. Just listening through those really terrible little headphones.
Absolutely.
Um, but
Absolutely.
yeah,
So that was cool. And very
really cool.
surprising because we went over for there's a couple birthdays. Did we talk about Dad's birthday last week? Our dad and Alex,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
wife,
We've
her
got that. We've
birthday.
got
Yeah, you were up to something
three.
today, eh?
I was. We got three special birthdays in
I
February,
opened the
and
door
they're
for the
all
cat.
2 days apart. Our dad's birthday's February 18th. Alex's mom, my mother-in-law Bonnie, her birthday was February 20th, and Alex's birthday, my wife, is it's today, February 22nd. And they're 30 years apart exactly to the week, basically, in age. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, yeah, they are 30 years apart. So I have been telling Alex that I would do this and sort of failing at it every year. She has requested, because when she was a kid, her mom would make her for her birthday an angel food cake with whipped cream frosting, just basically whipped cream with crispy crunch pieces crushed up and put inside. And so an angel food cake is, yeah, and that's the batter, right? It's really light and fluffy. It's a bit of a harder cake to make. And James, I know we've talked about this on the show, but I'm really into baking, and we've got a proper stand mixer and do the whole thing. But
Stuff looks good,
Alex has
man.
been asking, man, she's been asking me to make her an angel food cake. I'm not kidding, for 10 years. And I am finally, for the first time, following through and making this angel food cake. So it is cooling downstairs. I'm gonna frost it after. But it's really cool. It's basically different for anybody who isn't into baking. Check it out. It's you have to use 12 egg whites. So I had to buy a carton of eggs and separate them all by hand. You can buy the carton egg whites, separate actually in the store, but they don't work as well. They're not as airy and fluffy. And then there's no baking powder, no baking soda in it. It's the egg whites that actually cause the rise. So it's really, really light and airy cake, and it's like a sweet. You actually don't need really much, for like buttercream frosting or anything on it. That's why whipped cream works really well. So, I've
Very
finally done it,
satisfying to
James. I've
watch there, dude.
finally done it. I know, right? I thought
I
that was
like
like one
that.
of those Instagram like clickbait moments, the ones where you're just like, oh, that's so satisfying. My lighting's not that great. There's a lot of shadows in that video, but anyway.
Yeah, I find the best ones. I think it's like there's advertising on. I think it's YouTube
Yeah, yeah.
or I can't think of, or maybe it's Reddit, where you start scrolling through and then all of a sudden they try to catch your eye and they're doing something like they're cutting some kind of gel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like
Or
a bunch of pieces,
manufacturing
and then it
like
just is
some
like breaking apart
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
take your
yeah.
eyes off it. It's weird
Yeah.
that there's some things that just kind of totally take your
Yeah,
attention, you
what
know?
is that? That just like there are things that are
I don't know.
so
It's like kind of
satisfying to look
tactile.
at.
Like you look at it and you can kind of almost feel the textures and stuff. There's certain
Yeah, yeah.
things. We should
Yeah.
find some of those. That'd be good to
That's
watch.
we should go through that. Like there's some really because I can actually waste a lot of time, and I haven't lately,
What
but
would I
I
even
have
search?
wasted time just looking at the most satisfying videos on YouTube or something, and just like they might be like manufacturing components that are like really like spiral cutting something really, really accurately, or it might be some sort of a cake that somebody's made that's perfectly smooth. And but now there's also videos on YouTube too that are like the most unsatisfying videos on YouTube, right? Like the things that like make you cringe.
We can see that. I mean, I have
Well,
not
here we
watched
go. Here we
this.
go.
Hopefully,
Oh,
there's
look
no.
at that. Oh, that's nice.
It makes me
Oh, that's just wonderful. Wait, wait, wait. Oh, oh yeah.
careful,
Amazing.
dude.
Sorry, am I yelling?
A little bit. Oh, I like that.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
This is
Very nice. Oh,
exactly what I mean, though.
here we go. Here we go.
That, dude.
Oh, that's incredible. That's like the Play-Doh commercials when we were kids. That's what that thing. That just made you buy Play-Doh.
I
Well,
don't
that's
know if the
weird.
music is.
Oh, that's really weird. What's going on there?
That is weird.
That might be like your
I'm
clear
so glad I
Pepsi.
brought this up because this is so
Oh,
satisfying for
that's
me to
incredible.
watch.
That was amazing there.
I don't
I
know
don't know
what's
what this
happening
one's doing.
here. Oh, it's like a brush. Making a brush.
Oh, that's neat.
Those.
Needles?
Anyways, there's a ton. We should find some really good ones. Let's see one more. Ooh,
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's cool.
that's nice.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, 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 yeah. It looks like
And
something
then
you
we
could do
won't
at
watch it
home.
finish, just to keep you guys on
No,
edge.
that's the unsatisfying.
Yeah,
Don't watch it finish.
yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I don't know what got us onto that, but
Jody says a close up of popcorn popping will be the best 5 minutes of your life. You kill. Right on, right
ooh,
on.
ooh. I want to
They
see
also
that.
say, John, if you want to win brownie points, make homemade marshmallows for her hot chocolate.
Oh,
Well, we talked about actually
well, I do
a
that all the
Tim
time.
Tam would
That
be
okay,
the
so
move for brownie
I
points,
do
wouldn't it?
make
Tim Tam
an
Slam.
incredible hot chocolate though. Like my hot chocolate method is this. Okay, first of all,
You
start with
call it a
Land
mud,
O'Lakes.
right?
Yeah, Land O'Lakes hot chocolate. I find is like some of the best hot chocolate you can buy. We can't get it in Canada. You have to get it from the States. And in order to, I actually can't order it on Amazon for like less than $50 a pack, like a box. It's just crazy. Maybe that was a COVID prices, but I'll have to check back. But anyway, so you start with the pack and you do a pack per cup. Okay, you don't distribute it out. There's nothing worse than weak hot chocolate, folks. So dump a whole pack into the bottom, and then you have the water boiled. You pour a little bit in there, and then I have a mini whisk just for hot chocolate, and you make just a little mud. My French teacher in grade 9 taught me that. It's one of the best things. So you make a little mud at the bottom.
I'll let you tell this
Wait,
one sec.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is worth telling, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there. It's the middle of the winter. They want to make hot chocolate. You just make a little bit of a mud at the bottom, okay? And that makes it so that you're not pouring a whole. You don't have all the specks and pieces. It mixes consistently. And then I have a milk frother. And so I have chocolate milk, I have cream, so like 10% cream, and I have milk. And so I'll froth a little bit of cream, froth a little bit of milk, and froth a little bit of chocolate milk. Put that in with the mud and mix it around. And then you top it up with a little bit of water. the hot water. So then you get it to the, you're about right there, and then at the end you get a little dollop of whipped cream, or better yet, a little bit of ice cream. That's what our great grandmother used to do. She used to make hot cocoa properly over the stove. Like she'd make the cocoa in the pot kind of thing, but I haven't done that. Anyway, put a little ice cream on the top, helps cool it down. I'm telling you, change your life. That's the way to make hot chocolate. I have had people, I won't name them, but I've had people make me weak hot chocolate before. This is actually a long time ago, so it's probably not even remembered. But like, don't do someone the injustice of making them a weak hot chocolate. Just don't do it.
You
Better
know,
to make them tea at that point.
you,
So that's the
that's
end of my
true.
little
You know
story.
what I've been having recently is the decadent. Decadent
Cookies.
cookies. They have
Hmm.
PC's got a decadent hot chocolate. It's pretty good. It's got like chunks of
Ooh.
chocolate in it.
Oh, gotta try
Hard to
that.
explain,
I'd love to try
but
that. I need a new one because I can't afford Land O'Lakes from the States. But um, uh,
is the price of Land O'Lakes crazy? That
it's
stuff's
crazy.
good.
Like I tried to order it on Amazon last year. Now, mind you, this might have been COVID prices, but to order it to ship it to Canada, it was like $50 a box, and a box comes
Oh,
with like 5 packs or something crazy.
oh,
It was nuts. And of course, I can't go this. We can't cross the border right now, so you can't
true.
go down and buy it at Walmart. Just haul it back over the border. Yeah. Do you have
You can
anything
fly,
to
right? You can
do you have
fly.
anything to declare? I've got yeah, I know. I've got
You can.
I've got 800 boxes of hot chocolate in the back of the bus. So
Nice.
anyway, maybe somebody can send me Land O'Lakes from somewhere. If they can get it super cheap, I'll buy it from you.
Hot chocolate reminds me of getting up early. Getting
Yeah.
up early for hockey practice, and
Yes.
Dad and we'd go by we'd actually go to a country style, if you can believe it,
Ooh, how
because
is
it was
that
just
hot
on the
chocolate?
way. It was just on the way, like the way that we would go to the rink. We go.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
rinks aren't around anymore. They're like the old school,
The old barns.
small rinks that people have been playing there forever. They were probably
Oh
some of
yeah.
the first rinks in the area, to be honest. And we'd stop in at that country style and he'd get a I'd get a hot chocolate, he'd get a coffee, and
That's
he
awesome.
would wake me up for practice. I think we go before, can't
You
recall.
know
And
that I will
anyways, the reason
say
why I'm bringing that up,
the only week there are only two occasions
yeah,
where weak hot chocolate is still satisfying. It's the
at a
hot
rink,
chocolate that you get at the old hockey rink.
yeah, or the
Okay, because
machine. You know the
it's always weak.
machine,
Yeah, yeah,
the hot
it's
chocolate
always weak.
machine. I
But
mean,
there's
I guess that's what they're
something.
selling, right? They got a
Yeah, yeah.
machine and they just press a button.
There's just something. It's kind of like there's a chocolate water drink in the United States called Yoo-Hoo,
Oh, that
and
stuff
sometimes
is crazy.
sometimes it's really weird, but anyway, it's because that's not chocolate milk. I thought it was chocolate milk. It's chocolate water basically,
Yeah,
and it's like having hot Yoo-Hoo at the rink, but it's really good. And then or Ovaltine. That's it. I think that's the thing that was in Canada. But so the rink hot chocolate or hot chocolate when you go to a Christmas tree farm and you've just freshly cut down a Christmas tree, or you've just grabbed a Christmas tree and they've got like a thermos that is the size of a human being full of hot chocolate that's inevitably watered down, but it's really satisfying because you're out in really cold weather. Those are the only
this
two
is
occasions.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is Yoo-hoo,
Yoo-hoo.
right?
I remember feeling so gypped by
It does
Yoo-hoo
though.
as a
Like, look at
kid.
it.
It's, I remember feeling so gypped. I was like, yeah, let's get a
This
chocolate
looks
milk.
watery, you know?
Yeah, when we were on tour in the States as kids, going to a festival somewhere, I was like, oh, let's get a chocolate milk. And then I drank it and it was just, I felt completely taken advantage of
Yeah. Well, circling
by,
back to the
by
hot
the
chocolate
bottle.
and the yeah, circling back to the hockey and the hot chocolate thing, I haven't played in quite a bit, and Jody says it's nasty, so she's definitely
You,
understands what
thanks,
you're
Jody.
talking about. I missed a couple before. Alistair was talking about gray and overcast, just like England for most of the year. We were
Like
when we were
South
talking about
Padre.
South Padre. Yeah, yeah. Want to make sure didn't miss any. Thank you guys for being here again this week. Really
Oh
fantastic.
yeah,
We really appreciate you guys, and sorry again for YouTube, but I've said that 3 times now.
that's good. We got maybe new viewers.
My
We
my
don't know.
dad, and I guess basically it's my birthday gift because my birthday's in March,
Right.
and Nico had a question earlier too. It's about sorry, Nico. I meant to question for you guys. Have you seen the show The Chosen, a big Bible show? We have not, but
Oh
I
no,
will Google that.
yeah, check that out. That'd be cool.
Sounds great.
I wonder if it's
Um,
on Netflix or something.
hey
I'll have
guys,
to
right
take a
on.
look.
Good to see you too, Nico. Thanks, man, for being here. I haven't played in a while, and I guess it's crazy to think, but because I played goalie, I played actually all the positions, but then goalie was the last position. I played that the most. I switched to that like probably when I was like 9 or something,
James
8.
is very modest, by
I
the
know
way,
I was
everybody.
fine, but Dad was really good.
James was
Dad was
James
really
is an
good.
excellent goaltender, as was our dad, and James definitely
I
it
didn't
ran in
get
the
to
family.
play
That's for sure.
as much because we were touring a lot of the time, and so
True, that's true.
I I would have been better if I was able to play more, but it was just we only had so much time, and we were doing all kinds of stuff, as kids.
Yeah, but you were being called up to some tier two junior A stuff and practices and things like
I
that.
was
And I
doing
mean,
some of that stuff.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't have been able to get your foot in the door without having some skill, James. So I definitely need to give you some credit there.
Anyways, my dad for my birthday got me a new set of pads, which is really nice
Yes,
of him because they are not cheap. So this is the pads, and we got a little Milo there, and
they
I just wanted them
Milo.
straight white. He was
They're
interested.
slick pads. I
Yeah,
held them, folks, and I tell
I'm
you
pumped.
guys, they're super light, eh, James? Like really
I know
light.
they're so much lighter than even
It's
my ones from 10 years
unbelievable.
ago.
Yeah, and we
Um,
thought those were light 10 years ago. These
yeah,
are like ultra featherweight. It's
yeah,
incredible.
yeah. So I'm very pumped. They are. I did get sized, and they are custom to me, even though I just wanted them straight white. There is sort of a black side with my name, which is cool. I'll pull that
Oh
up.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
You got your name
so this
embroidered on them,
kind
right?
of shows that like the black
Yes.
siding. Typically, if it's just stock, I think it's just all white. But then I got that,
So
my
good.
name's on the side, so I thought people might think that was cool.
And there's a thing, is it on that side? James, you were showing me there's a really cool material.
It's on the other
Uh,
side, so completely on the other side. So if I pull up the other picture, it's
and
called.
what's it called?
Vaughn has its own name for it. I'm referring to what because our dad has
CCM.
CCM pads, and
Right,
it's called Speed Skin, but
right.
for CCMs. But they have their term. It's right here. Actually, if we zoom in,
It looks kind of like a
see like
weaved
this,
carbon
and
fiber
it's
type. Yeah,
it really is very when it's on the ice, it's very slippery, and it helps you move like a lot easier
yeah.
across the ice.
Basically
And
like a
so it
shuffleboard.
helps you go, yeah, move a lot faster. And for me, that's good because I'm not necessarily the tallest goalie. I'm
Well,
5'10" or something. So
it's pretty funny because we used to watch our dad play. I remember actually I was just reminiscing with dad about this the other day. Um, when he was at law school at Queens, he was doing a little bit of playing on one of the teams there, and this was after his major junior A hockey career, and so he was still playing a little bit, but doing certainly other things. I remember watching him, and he still has them, his pads from when he was playing junior A hockey, and
yeah, they're
not a word
hilarious.
of a lie. They're leather, and they're filled with like horsehair or something, right, James? Isn't it like horsehair,
Yeah, I'm trying
like
to pull up. There
horsehair
was one
or
of
like straw or something? Like, and these were actually like pro pads, but that was the
yeah, they
stuffing.
basically look like this,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
those
style,
classic old brown pads. And they
and
are filled with horsehair and I mean, dad's
crazy.
probably
Like
watching this and just like losing.
any of these ones. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
little.
and they are super heavy. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
like anything like this.
you had to
These
like
were
have
his
like
bats.
Captain America legs to just
They
like
look
haul
like
those things around.
they should be in a museum, basically.
Basically, yeah,
Like of
yeah. It's like early days of hockey.
And I saw
But
a picture recently. I think our dad actually really liked him, Bernie Perron,
oh yeah,
goalie. I saw him recently. I think he might have played at one of those games because the Bruins just played actually outdoors. Bruins Philadelphia at Lake Tahoe, and it
oh
was really
nice,
cool.
that's awesome.
I
I
think
missed that.
maybe they had an alumni game before, but
Is it
he
like the
was
Winter
wheeling out
Classic or
there.
no?
Yeah, basically, but they're not
Okay,
doing it's. I don't. Yeah, that is basically Winter Classic for this year. I don't.
right,
It's.
okay,
I don't think they called it that because of COVID. I don't know why. Maybe
right,
because there's no fans there and stuff. They wanted to make it something different,
sure.
like call it something different. But um, he was wheeling out with some pads that dad would have had. Like, let me pull up these pictures here. He basically
Oh, this
was
is great.
wearing um
Now, do you think they're the real thing, or were they new ones made to look
No,
old?
no, they were his old pads. They were
No
basically whatever
way.
pads he was wearing here, like that
That's
style.
so cool.
Um, if I
Oh, there's
find
a
it on
picture up the
NHL.com,
top row there, no?
yeah, maybe
Um,
right here.
yeah, I think
Yeah, see, he's
there's a pic.
basically wearing those.
Yeah, yeah,
Look right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So this was,
That's awesome.
I don't know if
That's
this was
awesome.
the game yesterday, but there was a
Looks like
picture of
it.
him walking out I don't know if that was just from before, but this look, he's still. This is basically what our dad did when he went back.
That is so
So
cool.
funny.
I mean, they're
And I
yeah,
remember him getting some comments from some of the younger guys that were there playing when he would try to go back out.
that's awesome.
Um,
Um,
Pamela Marie, Facebook says, "Hi guys, Sam used to play in Nets 2. Her dad coached, and Kyla."
yeah,
That's
Sam
right.
Vidnos.
That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yes,
right.
of course.
Yeah,
Everybody has kind of different variations of their name on Facebook, so I didn't click right away. But we always made her carry her own gear, and she always put it uh, all on by herself too. That's amazing. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Playing goal is such a fun thing. It's you're out there the whole game. That's
Very
always
mental
nice.
game, right, James? Very
Um,
mental.
Definitely takes a lot of endurance, a lot of mental endurance. It's
Hmm.
quite a position, quite a position. It's yeah, I feel like there's lots of things about goal that you can translate into other areas in life, and
Well, I knew it was methodical, but it was really cool seeing Dad the other day. Uh, talking about the different, the different distances from the net and different
yeah,
zones and
angles
stuff.
and stuff.
Like it's very all the angles, all the it's basically geometry, right? The
Hmm.
whole time. So that's fascinating. It's a very methodical position from what you have told me and from what Dad has told me. I will say I played a little bit of goal in like road hockey
That's right.
when I was in grade
That
7.
was quite the tournament, eh?
Wasn't
I played in that tournament.
That was a legendary tournament. It was for the TV free week.
I
It was an
scored a goal,
activity,
didn't I, or a couple goals? Remember?
and we won the citywide. That's right, you played, and we won the citywide championship with me and Net, and I felt so awesome. I felt so. It was my moment, and then
I
I.
feel like either I or one of our friends or something scored some overtime goal or something, and it was like really
Yeah, yeah,
exciting.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Somebody
remember
did,
that.
and I don't recall if it was me or not.
I
Let's just
feel
say
like
it
we were
was me.
playing one of the city schools, and we were like this farm school
Yeah,
from out in Joyceville. And it was like
I scored the OT goal.
you scored the winning goal, didn't you?
Let's say that. I have a
No,
feeling
no,
like I
you
did.
did. You did
I have a
score the
feeling
winning
like I
goal.
did.
That's exactly what you did.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
No,
overtime goal,
no, 100%. You
something like
scored
that.
the overtime goal. That was like it felt like the Salt Lake City or something, like where
Oh, don't get me going on that.
the Canada gold medal.
Oh,
It was
I
right around
love
that
that.
time too.
DVDs, we talked about that.
Um,
But Pam Marie says, and Kyla was one of our best forwards. She was really great.
that's right.
Her
James's
skating is amazing.
fiance Kyla, she was an excellent hockey player too. She played all the time, right?
Jody says, out west, yes. Out west, they just completed a 24-hour game raising over $1 million for cancer. Thanks, Keith, for letting the
Wow.
stream.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing.
amazing. That's amazing. Um, yeah. So, anyways, lots of hockey talk this week. Lots of all kinds of stuff. We got what haven't we gone over here yet? Well, there's this funny thing our dad, speaking of our dad that sent us, and I found it interesting, was TikTok. We were talking about TikTok and how they brought back the sea shanties, and they get on these trends of bringing up older topics and kind of bringing them back to the limelight, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Sort of a
there was
thing that's
this,
going on with them.
for some reason, TikTok has gravitated toward this released the documents that were released of a commissioned study by the CIA of called the Gateway Experience, which was a study to try to transcend space and time, basically. The Gateway
Right.
Experience uses sounds tapes to manipulate brainwaves with a goal of creating an altered state of consciousness in which a person can interact with non-physical aspects of reality. That's kind of the most. So
Wow.
basically, I think it's just kind of
Seems
like a meditative audio. I did find, I think, what was the audio on YouTube, but
seems like more NASA than CIA. Funny. CIA
yeah,
doing the mind
and for some reason, people
universe
on TikTok are
stuff.
explaining it and they're into it. And our dad sent that to us, and we thought that was definitely something that if we found, we would chat about on the podcast. John didn't really do much research on it, so I don't know how we're gonna.
No, it's one of the few texts I didn't read.
Let
I
me
do
just
have
pull
to
this
check it
up.
out,
The Gateway.
but it sounds
Let's
pretty
hear a
cool.
little piece of this Gateway experience. We got Wave One. This sounds like
Ooh,
something John
that's
really
nice.
will enjoy.
Yeah, I like droids and Star
We
Wars
got
things.
basically sounds like a Star Wars
Ooh.
episode.
This is the first step along your path to a gateway.
Ooh.
I think
Gateway
this
beyond
is
which
one
is
of the
discovery,
legit
your own discovery of reality.
recordings that they
Truth.
used.
No way.
I think, because I've seen this screenshot in people's TikToks and stuff.
Now
be
you're
totally
more
wrong. Try this.
comfortable, your body more relaxed, your mind relaxed but alert, and you're ready to take the next step in your preparation. Create now in your mind, or just simply think about it, a personal energy conversion box.
I don't know what that
Visualize or simply think of a large, strong box with
Wow.
a heavy lid. A box so strong that it can contain and hold anything you put into it.
Like Schrodinger's cat.
Think of such a box now.
This is just an excuse for James to use his sounds.
Oh, I hear crickets. Do you hear that?
Oh, after that.
But that's
I
the
think
crickets are in
I'm
my
enlightened
box, my
now.
mental box.
I'm enlightened. The crickets did it for me.
Anyway, so we got that. That was interesting. Sounds like the Twilight Zone. I agree.
Yeah.
Love
Well,
the
there's a
Twilight
show.
Zone.
There's a show that we watched a lot in the bunks on our little TVs in our bunks on the bus over the years, like old Twilight Zone. I remember one Twilight Zone episode where a guy gradually was like he was going day to day, and words meant different things. Like green really meant like mug, and like people were saying, "Oh, can you fill up my green?" and or whatever, and he's like, so, and he wasn't understanding it, and it got worse and worse and worse until at the end, he's like sitting there, and somebody's like teaching him with a children's book how to read
Is it
and
called
understand
wordplay?
yeah, that's, I think that might be it. Trying to read and understand the language because he doesn't understand anybody speaking. It was really trippy, and it was like Twilight Zone's always a little bit. It's kind of like the Black Mirror before Black Mirror, right? It's like a, yeah.
Is this the one?
Maybe. I don't know. Is it the whole episode? Maybe. This looks like. Does he work in an office? Yeah. Yeah, this is it. I think this is it. And Buddy can't, by the end, he can't understand anybody talking, and he has to relearn everything from the beginning.
Hi, Rob.
Like,
Oh, hey, Mr. Lowry. You know that new girl in accounting, Barbie?
Sure.
Well, I've been asking her out, and she finally says okay. She's gonna be here in 5 minutes, and I can't think of any place that'd take her for Dinosaur. I mean, I thought of the Capitol.
He's a big
Inn,
actor,
but
isn't he?
There,
it looked
for
like you're trying too
Dinosaur.
hard. What do you think?
You're planning to take this girl out for Dinosaur, huh?
That's right.
so dinosaur apparently means dinner.
And then gradually,
Understand?
this sounds like our intro music.
Can't understand anything anybody's
Dude,
saying.
it sounds like the music we play before and after the show. You hear the soundtrack?
100%.
Maybe this is the Twilight Zone. Maybe we aren't doing a
Maybe
show.
we live in the Twilight Zone.
Maybe we're just reading comments in our mind.
Yeah. Maybe nothing exists.
Palette thin to desktop pinch.
Tony says, or Lake
What?
Tahoe. Tony says LSD.
Hello?
I can't even make out these comments
It
anymore.
was good. It was very good.
She doesn't understand him because he's not saying words in the order that she would say them.
Aww. Jody says
Oh, man, this
baseball
is
is back.
so
Half
sad.
American in me is a baseball fan.
It's,
I am a baseball fan too.
Oh wait! I think this is it. Oh, I think this is it. Oh yeah.
This might get us
yeah.
banned watching this, but whatever.
Maybe whatever. They can ban us. We're being enlightened. The
What's that?
CIA's are working on us here. Hey, look at.
Is there a good payoff to this, John? Do you remember?
I just hope I remembered this right.
Was he in a child's? Is he going into a child's
He's going
bed
to a
now?
child's room and he's going to pick up a child's book and try and figure it out. I think.
Wow.
Like this is.
I really like this music.
I
though.
love that the whole episode's on YouTube. Here we go. So yeah, this is it. This is what I remember. We were watching this on tour. I think I was a teenager. It really disturbed me.
A question trembles in the silence. Why did this remarkable thing happen to this perfectly ordinary man?
Wow. Wednesday. Bruh.
The dog's is a Wednesday.
Nope.
It may not matter why the world shifted so drastically for him. Existence is slippery at the best of times. What does matter is
Thanks,
that
Gabriel.
Bill Lowry isn't ordinary. He's one of us, a man determined to
Appreciate you
prevail.
subscribing.
in the world that was, in the world that is, or the world that will be, in the Twilight Zone.
What a show.
What
What a show.
This was Black Mirror before Black Mirror. For anybody who's watched Black Mirror, it's disturbing, but it's all tech based, right? So yeah, Twilight Zone. Yeah, that episode did not sit well with me. There's other ones though. There are other episodes that maybe sat worse with me, and I've blocked them out of my memory.
We got to find a couple of our favorites for next week. Maybe write that down. Finish here. We thank you guys for dropping in. We got thank you again, Gabriel. Sorry if you couldn't hear me over the stuff. Appreciate you subscribing. Thanks everybody for chatting with us. And this is another week of off road.
We'll make sure we uncheck the only for kids
YouTube.
box on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. We'll be back for comments on YouTube next week.
Yeah. All right, guys. See ya. Have a wonderful week.